All right, this is an instructional video on how to use the Resvent ResAssist online compliance platform. The first thing I will point out here is to make sure that you're using the correct website address. If you just search out via Google the website address for ResAssist, you might end up with the European version or some other part of the world, and your username and login ID will not work. So when we first log in, we are going to teach you how to enter physicians and patients into your base. So we're going to start with physicians, and the simple reason why I start with physicians is we recommend you enter your top 10 or 20 physicians so that when you add your patients, it will be easier to link the doctor to the patient. So that said, let's start with clicking on the doctor button and then adding the doctor button over here on the right. And we are going to add Dr. John Jones. Now, whatever you enter here is going to be case specific and will become the physician's username. So if you enter Dr. John, well, my typing is all off here, John Jones, that will become the capital D, capital J, and capital J will have to all be part of the username. So here we'll enter John, we'll enter Jones, and as we scroll down, if I can scroll down, we will enter the physician's phone number. Now the phone number will become the physician's initial password, the last 6 digits of the phone number. So in this case, let's enter 312-345-6789. And we will notice that, as I said, the last 6 digits will become the phone number. So 456789 becomes the password. Now, the first time the physician logs in, it will urge them to change the password. Obviously, they are not in Afghanistan, or hopefully not. They're in the United States. Since 312 area code is in the central time zone, that automatically pulls that up. And here we can click submit. And we've successfully added the physician. If it tells you the physician was not added, it's likely because the physician name is already in use. In which case you might have to make it Dr. John Jones, number 3. Many DMEs also, instead of using a physician name, use a group name like consultants in pulmonology. Now, consultants in pulmonology is going to be a very common name. There's probably more than 20 of them around the country in use. Certainly a couple of them are already going to be using ResAssist. So again, you might have to make it something like consultants in pulmonology 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how many there really are. So we click OK. Now we've added Dr. John Jones. Now, let's add a patient. So we go to patient, we click Add Patient, and here it's not going to be as specific for a name. Here you can use letters and or numbers, but this will again become the the username for the patient if you choose to give the patient access to ResAssist. Many DMEs do not. It's up to you. So here we're going to go with, how about James Bond? And of course, he's 007, so. And the password, how about, let's do a good one. How about just the opposite, 007 Bond? As long as it's 6 digits or more, 6 to 16, you're going to be good. Of course, he's Bond, James Bond. He's male. Date of birth. Let's go, of course, with 07, 1970. So James Bond is 51 years old. So next, we have to add either a phone number or an email address. One or the other, doesn't have to be both. So here we can go with license, if I can spell license, to kill at gmail.com. Since we already added the doctor, here we just have the drop-down menu. This is why we recommend you add the doctor in advance to make it very easy to assign a physician. This allows the physician, when they log in, to pull up just their patients. So if the Dr. John Jones has 20 patients in the system, it will pull up all 20, but it will not pull up his partner's patients unless you added his practice as a group. So it is HIPAA compliant to limit their access to just their patients. And United States. And here's where you will assign the device serial number. It's important to assign the device serial number here because, although it's not a red asterisk so that you have to do it, this allows you then to set up this patient account prior to the patient arriving for a setup. But eventually you're going to assign the device serial number to it. So in this case, it just shows the only two open serial numbers that we have assigned to our demo account here. So it's a matter of just clicking on it. Now, if you had 200 of these serial numbers available to assign, you can enter just the first couple of digits and it'll pull everything up with those 3 digits in it to make it easier to assign. So here we've assigned this serial number to the patient, and you click submit. And that's as easy as it is to assign a patient in ResAssist.